I'm Alicia Zantea, a song carrier and a sonic channel. I've been feeling the call amidst all of this global chaos and deconstruction of the old earth paradigm to share a story of the visions and threads that have been coming through since, 2012 really. And more recently through the voice channeling that I have been exploring with Jane and in group sessions, one-to-one sessions, and songwriting actually. Because neither the story nor the songs belong to me. They're the story of a tidal wave of awakening humans choosing a heart-led, community-centric life in custodianship of our earth. That is the prophetic shift of the times we're in human consciousness. We are right at the peak of chaos and disclosure this year as the new earth, this new way of living on our earth, prophesized in so many indigenous cultures, begins to emerge. We've been seeing it reflected in our shared experiences through our voice channeling, through our group, and through the coherent, resonant field of our group heart. Like what happens to a room of nervous people after someone guides them into a song or, to simply hum together. The coherence and the resonance shifts. It's palpable because we all have sensory bodies. Well, this group, sound weaving, is kind of like that, but on a global scale. Over a pretty mind-bending 2 years deepening into channeling with Jane, my friend from Piha, without really knowing why I was drawn to keep doing the sessions, I began accessing more and more frequency and language and tonal textures, and Jane basically translates what she sees and hears. We've essentially been playing with sound. I have felt the immense power that we have to influence the collective field through the vibrational waves of our voice and our heart connection, and with intention for coherence and unity. We become clear conduits for our ancestral teams, our spirit guides, that every one of us has, to play in and through our sound waves and through our heart connection, through the electromagnetic field of our body and biofield, to anchor the frequency that is supporting the light field of our planet. It feels important to share because the threads give me hope and a compass to follow amidst the mess of the mainstream view of our global chaos, corruption, and desecration of our home, who I feel more and more within my entire being, who we are intimately connected with on every level. What mainstream doesn't want us to see is the tidal wave of good, of these grassroots movements of growing conscious communities and earth-caring, connected people doing incredibly inspiring things for their families and communities. The threads of this story find context and some sense for me as I track back through childhood and some pretty challenging teen years in New Zealand to an emotionally guarded 21-year-old New Zealand Army officer. Through very crippling anxiety, I left there, entered my creative side through graphic design, and then left for Australia in 2010. I got very lost and found through van life, festival life, and a surprising band emergence on the Gold Coast. Before finding natural medicines, energy work, sound healing, vocal work and mediumship, I was happily born into a nurturing white family in Queenstown with strong Scottish roots and no spiritual or cultural landscape to understand this emerging spiritual connection that happened after I left New Zealand. Fast forward a little bit. Last week I received a dream which spoke of the bridge between two stones, with my hands on this one smooth grey half of a split rock and my feet on the other, and my body as a bridge in between. And the words matua and rangiahua planted firmly in my mind. I don't speak Māori, I had to look the meanings up. and there's much more to be revealed yet, I'm sure. After a beautiful message that I received back from a close brother in Hokianga, I felt this grounding that I'd been searching for to understand my Kiwi roots, my connection with the Army Marae, my weirdness, the wandering journey that I had upon leaving New Zealand in 2010, and also working with song and voice and sound and frequency, which I really did not see coming. This brother's expression of the Māori creation stories related to my dream also finally gave me the language from the land that I was birthed to understand my journey a little bit more, and the awakening that I have had since 2012, connected to the song of my birthplace. There is such poetic expression of belonging and universal connection in the native and ancient languages of the world that leaves English feeling very dry and malnourished to me. It feels like it is designed in its structure to disconnect us from this continuum of nature and the cosmos that we are made of. These creation stories offer deep-rooted language to my experience that our voice carries codes and information that can activate ours or another's DNA or energy points on the planet and awaken our remembering of our origins, or receive information amongst many other things, many other layers. Since 2012, I've been journeying to understand this language of nature and numbers and synchronicities, coincidences. Basically this guidance that moves through all of us, that moves within me to follow the path of my heart. The language that recently arrived has brought greater understanding of this connection with all earth ancestors, with my ancestors, and the cosmos that flows through the vibration of our song, our body, through the light and the presence of our human body. That is the language of the Songchord. Our unique Songchord, this non-visible vibrational essence of us that exists before birth, is a continuum of song through the waters of the womb, through the journey of our life, and that which we return to after our body becomes compost. It is our connection, our guidance, our unique gift for this time of human evolution. The awareness of our individual Songchord gives me a sense of how it's possible to receive information and guidance through sound and dreams, to not only receive information and symbolism, but also to shape our reality and influence the collective field of human consciousness in both positive and negative ways, depending on your agenda. I have a sense that the waters of our body have something to do with this continuum of song, our Songchord, as these waters are primordial and have cycled in and through our planet and cosmos, through all of our bodies, rain, mist, whales, oceans, all of the water bodies since infinity, who knows how long. And when we die, the waters leave our body and return to the plasma field around us, recycle back into the continuum of song or water. Yeah, this realization only really landed in me this week, which is interesting because the Waitaha people are the water carriers, the confederation of peace tribes who arrived in Aotearoa a long time ago. The name Waitaha, I'm told, means water carrier. We carry that ancient water in our bodies and the imprint of every place that we've been on the earth and that we've connected with. Through Veda Austin's work, it seems that that ancient water is revealing itself to be this intelligent, conscious, far more mysterious substance, a terribly inadequate word, than we've ever been taught in school or through conventional science. The intelligence of water, yeah, that's a whole other rabbit hole that I won't talk about here. The language of new and emerging science and the research of pioneers like Bruce Lipton, Jerry Pollack, James Oshman, Eileen McCusick, Veda Austin, countless others that I've been drawn to, has opened me into the deeper experience of our human consciousness. The light photons, epigenetics, plasma fields, health and healing, and insight into the psychic and telepathic technology of our body that we all have access to. But it didn't really give me the language for this clear communication that I've been receiving and playing with since, well, probably way before this, but hitchhiking through New Zealand in 2018, documenting my experiments with the benevolent universe. Much to my mum's bewilderment and confusion, probably still is. Yeah, it was Christmas time 2018 when I arrived in the Marlborough Sounds in New Zealand in a shiny blue Mustang, one of my last 10 rides, which began in Balclutha down the deep south of the South Island on Christmas Eve. She was less than impressed that I'd chosen a hitchhiking mission received from a psychic over spending time with family. Sorry, Mum, sorry for the white hair. It all makes a little bit more sense to me now. Now, after 2 years working with my friend Jane in Piha, the communication is opening in much clearer ways. And that's the essence of what I'm wanting to share today. Jane is what I've called a sonic medium. She's a delightful, child-hearted, gives zero fucks, 60-something-year-old cosmic elder who says, don't overthink it. It's as easy as eating an ice cream. We're so incomprehensibly powerful, every single one of us, that influencing the architecture of reality is as easy as eating an ice cream, is what her guides amusingly showed her one day. So our sessions have been a luminous guiding light in the darkest and brightest journey over the last 4 years of my life, regularly calibrating me, clearing my path forward, clearing the internal clutter, to remember my path, dissolving, negative patterns and beliefs that have just been in the way. Literally through this playtime with her, effortless, aside from the very intense internal journey. We would have this casual phone call, quick chat, and I'd channel sound, freestyle, whatever tones, textures, frequencies, and language came through that sometimes felt like earth or rock frequency, maybe mycelium, whales, clicks and chirps, whirs and drones, these angelic and primal sounds, as slowly the insanely self-violent and critical voices in my head faded. And she'd share the information that she saw weaving through the play of my voice, through the frequencies. And we'd feel the energy, sometimes very intensely in our bodies. Sometimes she'd see light body adjustments or past life viewing, bringing puzzle pieces together of her life or our work or my other lives. Sometimes insights into what adjustments were being woven into and supporting planetary consciousness or Gaia's light field. Sometimes galactic beings or her guides would appear to assist. It's all a huge mystery to me, but it's always been incredibly uplifting. And it's had huge effects in my life. Inside my mental soundtrack, my self-acceptance, and opening my heart to the knowing and the felt sense of universal consciousness and creation. When we started working with others that Jane and I knew, then my brain exploded. Many of the group were receiving similar or supporting themes through the sound, sometimes seen or felt or heard. And it just dissolved any doubt in my mind that we are so unbelievably powerful in our ability to influence the collective field through sound, through group coherence, through heart connection. And everybody has their puzzle piece, their unique resonance and their song chord to bring to the weaving. Yeah, I'm still very much stabilizing the waver between knowing and forgetting, believing and feeling insane, because that's the social construct that we have been born into, that we are powerless to affect change over dominating forces, that our inner voices of guidance are insanity or heresy or witchcraft. Man, that's an old story. We are so powerful right here at the grassroots. And we are in a time of reclaiming our sovereign power and remembering ourselves as spiritual beings. And it feels so important to know our song chord, our resonance, because resonance doesn't lie. It's what we are made of. It informs our inbuilt compass. We all have that can really guide us through these challenging times of evolution and chaos and mistruth. Through this work with Jane and Joan and Kathleen and all of the beautiful humans that I've been working with in these groups over the last 6 months, I sense that the stabilization of Gaia's energy grid, her story of new planetary consciousness, is already established in its framework. And this time of chaos and transition for humanity is written in so many prophecies across Indigenous cultures. Everything that we currently see as chaos feels like the rapid dissolution of the old systems and corruption structures, though it's often hard to feel depending where I'm looking and what I'm focusing on, or how much my 4-year-old's given me grief amongst his beautiful, brilliant, wild, bright light. I'm starting to understand and accept my path as a song carrier and a bridge between worlds. And I share my story to hopefully inspire or empower any of you who may find this on your journey to remember ourselves as the powerful and unique souls that we each are, carriers of codes in our DNA that are essential for the song of our human story and evolution right now. And that we are never alone in our quest, that no matter how lost or hopeless it can sometimes feel, there is this immense support from our own spirit teams, from the many beings and dimensional ones supporting Gaia's evolution at this time. There are waves and generations of conscious souls who have paved the way before us and who are here to support Earth's evolution into higher resonance and freedom. It's a wild time to be here. And if you're watching this, it's likely that you're also here to support this heart-led revolution that's happening on our planet right now. Thank you for being here with me. There are many ways that you can connect if you feel drawn to being a part of the growing community of sonic weavers and heart-filled amplifiers, or just to reach out and connect some more of these dots and have conversation and create song bridges across continents. So much love from my heart. If you want to find me, you can connect through my socials at Wild Song Co. or on my website at xantaya.com, Xantaya. Much love, everybody.